It's obvious that Evelyn Lozada is preparing for a full-on eruption when she opens her lips. However, the shockwaves this time were larger than anybody could have imagined. Right in front of the cameras, Evelyn revealed Jackie's deepest, most meticulously kept secret in a shocking revelation that nobody anticipated coming amid the already chaotic pandemonium of Season 12. The room became cold. Mid-sip, the drink stopped. Talk stopped. What about the energy? From lighthearted shadow to bone-chilling intensity, everything changed. Jackie Christie has always been known as the queen of drama, the untidy aunt who enjoys causing trouble and unnerving everyone else. However, according to Evelyn, Jackie has been concealing something so scandalous and unsettling that it has the potential to completely upend not only her friendships, but also her reputation on the program. The fans were shocked by what they heard. Was Evelyn being honest, or was she only throwing grenades to make amends? In any case, Jackie's expression was quite clear. She didn't have a prepared retort for the first time in a long time. It wasn't shade. This wasn't rumors. The whole ensemble was struck with shock by this discovery. When the women assembled for what was supposed to be a lavish dinner on Season 12 of Basketball Wives LA, the tension was already high. The decor was stunning, with crystal glasses, candlelit tables, and a chef-plated menu that exuded luxury, but you could sense the drama simmering beneath the surface. The group's self-proclaimed queen, Jackie Christie, was in rare form, conversations were low, and laughing seemed forced. Wearing her trademark fur and huge sunglasses, she walked into the dinner late and savored the attention as if she owned the place. However, none anticipated how quickly the elegant evening would devolve into complete mayhem. Evelyn Lozada, who had been unusually composed during the evening, sat in silence, drinking wine and observing Jackie's every action. As seasoned fans have come to understand, it was almost too peaceful, the stillness before the storm. It was something explosive that Evelyn was sitting on, and the darkness was broken by her words when she eventually spoke. Evelyn began in a deceptively casual tone. "You know, Jackie, you've been talking a lot about other people's business this season. However, maybe it's time to discuss yours." There was silence at the table. Plates hit forks. Everyone turned to face Jackie, whose grin wavered just a little. "Evelyn, what are you talking about?" Jackie retorted, attempting to sound calm, but the glimmer of fear in her eyes betrayed her. Evelyn leaned forward and met her opponent's gaze. "I'm referring about that little secret you've been holding on to, the one you've been trying so hard to hide, the one that has the power to alter how everyone at this table perceives you." The response came instantly. Shawnee arched an eyebrow. Malaysia let out a loud scream, and even Brooke, who is normally calm, moved uneasily in her chair. The collective gasp was audible through the screen to those who were watching from home. Evelyn was setting off a bomb, not simply making fun of people. Never one to back down, Jackie attempted to laugh it off. "Please, girl. You continue to reach. What is the secret?" "I have nothing to conceal." In contrast to others, she aimed a sharp look at Evelyn in an attempt to deflect. Evelyn, however, did not blink. "Yes, you do. I'm also sick of acting as if I don't know. Jackie, you may play games with everyone else, but not with me. Because I own the receipts." Like a siren, the words, "I have the receipts," rang forth. Fans were already in a state of complete collapse when they live-tweeted the program. Drama, proof, and often a plot that would linger until the season's conclusion were all part of the receipts. Jackie's face eventually showed the smallest break when the cameras focused on her. With her voice now raised, Jackie said, "I don't know what you think you know. However, until I send for you, don't come for me. Do you hear me?" Evelyn grinned and took a leisurely drink of her wine before saying the sentence that would go viral on the internet. "It's time for the truth to be revealed. Therefore, I suppose you should consider yourselves called." The actors moved in their chairs, preparing for the blow. "Oh my God, she's about to do it," Malaysia said as she leaned over to Brooke. "She's going to bring Jackie's skeletons out of the closet." Brooke covered her mouth, obviously enjoying the drama that was about to unfold but trying not to laugh. Evelyn went there after that. "You've been circling about here like you're the queen of honesty, criticizing everyone's relationships and stirring things up as if it were your job, Jackie. However, you have been keeping a sinister secret about your family from these women, regarding the reason your own daughter doesn't trick you, regarding the falsehoods you have told to maintain your good reputation while disparaging us." The table exploded when the explosive fell. In an attempt to quell the commotion, Malaysia raised her hands and yelled, Wait. Are you saying what I believe you're saying, Evelyn? Evelyn firmly replied, "Yes," keeping her gaze fixed on Jackie's. "I'm suggesting that Jackie has created this false identity and image while ignoring her real problems." And I'm done observing her. Glasses shook as Jackie slapped her fist on the table. "You know absolutely nothing about my family or myself. Yes, my daughter and I have problems, but it is just our problem. Just because you're resentful doesn't give you the right to broadcast my private life on national television." "Angry?" Evelyn retaliated. "I'm not resentful, Jackie. I am real. Additionally, these women need to be aware of who they are interacting with. Although you've been conducting dirty work behind the scenes, you want to seem to be the group's moral compass. And it's time to remove that mask." The atmosphere surrounding the table was suddenly tumultuous. "Ladies, please, this is going way too far," Brooke attempted to interrupt, but nobody was paying attention. Online fans were already discussing if Evelyn was revealing Jackie's well-known distance from her daughter Takari. Or does there lie under the surface another, darker secret? The tension was intolerable. Jackie seemed trapped for once. She seemed to lose the confidence that had gotten her through so many battles. She reached for her glass of wine, drained it all at once, and reclined in her chair. "Evelyn, you believe you know everything. You don't know half the tale, however, let me tell you that. And I can take it there if you're serious about going. Is that smoking something you really want?" Evelyn did not recoil. "Bring it." "Because I'm prepared." The showdown's first round had been scheduled. This was only the start of a season-long conflict between two of the most formidable women on reality TV, as viewers would soon discover. The match had been lighted by Evelyn. Despite being frightened, Jackie was getting ready to strike back. What about the other actors? The whole season was going to be consumed by the quarrel they were embroiled in. Following Evelyn's revelation, the tension was intolerable. The once luxurious supper had become a battleground, and no one touched their food any longer. Malaysia, obviously caught between allegiance and incredulity, fidgeted with her napkin. "This is going to become worse than we anticipated," Brooke whispered to Duffy as he leaned forward. But Jackie resisted giving up in front of the cameras. She straightened her fur, leaned forward, and gave Evelyn her distinctive death glare that had silenced many in the past. "You believe you're slick, then? Are you attempting to include my family in this mess because you lack a plot of your own?" Her voice sliced across the room as she snapped. Evelyn let out a quick, short chuckle that was more menacing than amusing. "Let's not pretend, Jackie. The friction between you and Takari is well known. That's nothing new. However, they are unaware of how far you went to manipulate the story, what you have been concealing. The deceit, the manipulation, and the extent to which you have gone in order to prevent others from learning the truth." After passively observing, Shawnee eventually said something. "Are you implying, Evelyn, that Jackie's problems with her daughter are more complex than we now understand?" With little hesitation, Evelyn nodded. "Much more profound. Jackie has been avoiding responsibility for years, while portraying herself as the ideal mother figure. I've seen the screenshots, the texts, and the stuff she wants no one to see." The table was filled with gasps. Without a shore, fans at home were yelling at their screens. The secret word, as Evelyn put it, is screenshots. The episode would trend for weeks just based on one term. Jackie struck the table with her fist once again, more forcefully this time. "You have no right to sit here and discuss my kid as if you are aware of our experiences. Evelyn, that's my family, my blood. You also don't have any rights. However, did you have the authority to discuss the relationships of others?" Evelyn retorted. "For matters pertaining to our private life, you have pulled Brooke, Malaysia, and myself along with you. But all of a sudden it's forbidden when it comes to you?" "No, Jackie, this isn't how it works. You had best be prepared in case someone crashes your glass home if you plan to hurl stones." Malaysia leaned closer and begged. "Evelyn, I understand, but perhaps now isn't the right moment or location to—" Evelyn interrupted her, however. "No, Malaysia, the moment has come. Because Jackie continues to hide behind this false persona, and I'm sick of seeing her act like a queen as she covers up her mistakes. Jackie, plainly trembling now, sought to compose herself. "Evelyn, you don't know the half of it. You believe you have the right to discuss me based on a few screenshots and a few text messages? My kid and I have a complex connection, but it's mine. And it's between us, not you, this table, or the whole world if she has issues with me." Evelyn, however, was not going to back down. She took her phone out of her purse and held it up as if it were a weapon. "Are you serious, Jackie? While your daughter has started interacting with others." She has been speaking. And a few of her statements? They don't give you the greatest impression? Do you want to discuss who is phony? Let's discuss the receipts that I now possess. The table as a whole lost it. Oh my God, she's really about to show us, Duffy said, covering her lips with her hands. Brooke's eyes brightened, a mixture of joy and horror. What about Malaysia? With her face buried in her hands, she said, "Why tonight, Lord?" Jackie sprang from her seat and gestured toward Evelyn. "You dare not. You have no right to sit here and attempt to amuse yourselves by using my family. You believe I'm being exposed? You're only demonstrating your urgent need for a plot. Evelyn, you will never shatter me. Never." As composed as ever, however, Evelyn placed her phone on the table, screen up. "I don't have to break you, Jackie. That's what you've already done. Whether you like it or not, the truth always surfaces." Jackie's face was magnified by the camera. For the first time, Jackie, who is normally unflappable, seemed dejected as her eyes darted around the table and her lips shook. However, just for a moment, she forced a grin on her face and instantly straightened her posture. "Evelyn, would you want to play games?" "All right, however, two can play. You don't believe I have any dirt on you? Do you believe that you are untouchable?" The energy was switched once again by that phrase. The other women suddenly became alert. Shawnee, obviously interested, arched an eyebrow. "Here we go," Brooke muttered to herself. Evelyn leaned back in her chair and laughed again. "You've been looking for information on me for years, Jackie, and each time you failed, you found nothing. As usual, you're reaching, but I don't have to make things up like you do. I work with facts." Online, fans were in disarray. As viewers speculated about what Evelyn had on her phone, the hashtags Totter Jackie Exposed and Totter Evelyn Receipts were already trending. Did Jackie's daughter send the messages? Was it evidence of a long-suppressed scandal? The excitement was intense, but no one was certain. Jackie, meantime, wasn't going to give Evelyn the last say. Her voice was low but poisonous as she leaned closer. "Evelyn, you had best exercise caution, because it is impossible to shut a Pandora's box once it has been opened. And don't come to me in tears when people start staring at your bones." Evelyn did not recoil. She just lifted her glass and gave Jackie's empty glass a clink. "Jackie, let's toast to the truth, since it has finally been released." The remainder of the meal was a complete mess. The women took sides and arguments broke out across the table. "Honestly, Jackie, you can't keep throwing rocks at everybody and expect nobody to clap back," Brooke said, publicly siding with Evelyn. Evelyn is correct. Malaysia, on the other hand, was divided. She tried to seem impartial, but was obviously upset when she replied, "I just don't think family stuff should be brought to the table like this." Seeing that the gathering was dispersing, Jackie got up suddenly and threw down her napkin. "If you want to, you can sit here and listen to this bullshit, but I'm not going to sit here and let someone play with my family." She abruptly left the table, leaving the other ladies in startled silence. "I'm out." Evelyn wasn't done, however. Her voice was harsh yet calm as she turned to the gathering. "Allow her to go, because the truth exists without her consent. And believe me, this is only the start." Fans cried out for more when the show ended abruptly. The fallout was everywhere the next day. Social media was blazing with hashtags such as BBWLA S12 drama, Evelyn Receipts, and Jackie Exposed taking over timelines. Jackie storming out became a meme in and of itself, while fan edits of Evelyn smashing her phone on the table had already gone viral. While some viewers applauded Evelyn for confronting Jackie at last, others said she went too far by bringing Jackie's family into the public eye. Jackie Christie, however, had no intention of being silent. No, Jackie was prepared to burn down the whole battlefield if Evelyn want war. Jackie yelled about the ambush to her husband Doug as the cameras followed her home. Are you amazed by her courage? Still furious, Jackie paced the living room. Raising my kid in such manner, as if she is familiar with me? Doug, Evelyn is playing with fire. She won't even realize what struck her when I slapped back. Doug, used to frequent outbursts, attempted to soothe her. Don't let that affect you, Jackie. Evelyn thrives on the drama, as you are aware. Jackie, however, didn't hear it. No. Doug, this is more than just drama. It's a personal matter. Does she believe she has receipts? I have some tales, however. She is the subject of stories that will destroy her fictitious little kingdom. Meanwhile, cut to Evelyn getting together in a hip cafe with Brooke and Malaysia. With her large sunglasses precisely positioned on her face, Evelyn seemed unconcerned as she sipped her coffee. Jackie is upset with me because I told the truth, she said calmly. And let her try if she believes she will come get me. I've spent too much time in this game. Jackie isn't suited to the smoke I produce. Brooke laughed, obviously enjoying the mayhem. Last night was legendary, girl. Like no one else, you silenced her. Jackie was at a loss for what to do, but Malaysia wasn't quite certain. I'm not sure, Ev, you may have overreached yourself. Jackie won't simply ignore this, you know. And things will become sticky if she returns with a vengeance, Evelyn grinned. Allow it to get disorganized. Jackie Christie doesn't keep me up at night. Believe me, she had already begun to scheme back at Jackie's place. Although everyone knew Jackie's conversations were never amicable, she invited Duffy over for a friendly chat. Sensing the strain, Duffy took it slow. Hey Jackie, how are you? During the phone call, you sounded heated. Jackie drew forward, her eyes blazing with resolve. Evelyn wants to play games, but she is unaware that I also have ammunition. She's not as perfect as she acts. I am aware of some aspects of her background, including her relationships and her actual behavior on these streets. And I'll let it all out if she doesn't stop. Evidently uneasy, Duffy attempted to change the atmosphere. Jackie, you may want to wait for it to calm off. These altercations always end. Jackie, however, shook her head. Not now. I'll make sure Evelyn feels guilty for going too far. The next major group event, a spa day intended to heal tensions, was organized by production in the meanwhile, but the producers were well prepared. After last night putting Evelyn and Jackie in the same room, it was supposed to be fireworks instead of mud masks and leisure. There was already a rift when the women showed up. Jackie entered with Duffy, chin up, war ready, while Brooke and Evelyn sat together, obviously united. Desperate to maintain calm but caught in the crossfire, Malaysia sat in the middle. Jackie didn't spend any time in seeing Evelyn. Jackie threw her bag onto a chair and said, "So, Evelyn, you've been talking about me a lot. Are you pleased with yourself?" Evelyn didn't even bat an eyelid. "I don't have to be proud, Jackie," she said, calmly putting lotion on her hands. "I just must be truthful. Furthermore, you are unfamiliar with honesty." The room stiffened. "Here we go again," Brooke muttered to Shawnee. Jackie rushed over. "You don't know me, even though you seem to have everything all out. Perhaps we could speak about your family since that you're so preoccupied with discussing mine. Better yet, let's discuss your history." When Evelyn eventually raised her head, she took off her sunglasses. "All right, Jackie. Give me a try," Jackie grinned. "Yes, I will. Since everyone wants to portray you as a strong, self-reliant lady, I am aware of the hidden skeletons you have been concealing. People's perceptions of you would be completely altered by the guys, the scandals, and the things you've done behind closed doors." The spa was filled with gasps. Wide-eyed, Brooke leaned forward. "Lord, please don't do this again," Malaysia moaned. But Evelyn was not to be shaken. "Since the day we first met, Jackie, you have been fabricating tales about me. You would have presented the evidence years ago if you had it. Your large tongue is all you have, and believe me, it won't be enough to defeat me." Jackie's voice became louder, almost like a yell. "Evelyn, don't put me to the test!" "Because I am able to discuss that circumstance in Miami. Or that attempted transaction that didn't work out. Do you want me to reveal everything?" Evelyn laughed, but it was a harsh, even lethal laugh. "Jackie, spill it. Take action. Because I swear that I will put an end to whatever tale you may have before it is even said. I have receipts, which is how I differ from you. All you have are hearsay." The dispute turned into a yelling contest. Jackie's voice broke as she screamed, "Evelyn, you're nothing but a bully. You get your energy from discrediting women. And lies are what you thrive on," Evelyn retorted. "I own who I am, at least. You pretend to be a queen while hiding behind phony crowns, but you're only the court jester." "And phony crowns, but you're only the court jester." Jackie, that was a powerful sentence. Brooke laughed so hard she almost fell out of her chair. Malaysia tried to conceal a smile even by covering her lips. Jackie's cheeks flushed with rage. Producers had to intervene at that point and physically separate the two ladies to prevent the spa day from degenerating into a full-on fight. "This isn't over, Evelyn," Jackie muttered as she rushed off once again. "Not by any means." Calm as usual, Evelyn looked to the gathering as she walked away. Permit her to go once again. She may speak all she wants, but the reality remains unabated. And I'm doing just that. Officially, the quarrel had progressed beyond dubious comments to full-scale conflict. Fans were immediately speculating. Was this simply another of Jackie's notorious deflections, or would she finally reveal anything genuine about Evelyn? The battle lines had been formed, that much was certain. No longer only a plot point, the Jackie vs. Evelyn animosity had taken center stage throughout the season. Fans were analyzing every social media post, every phrase, and every side-eye. Jackie was in a downward spiral, while Evelyn seemed composed, strategic, and in complete control. Her image was damaged in front of millions, her authority was questioned, and her pride was hurt. Jackie realized she needed a strategy. She also needed it quickly. She collected Duffy and British, a new ally, in her house to discuss and plan. With her wine glass sloshing dangerously, Jackie paced wildly and exclaimed, "Evelyn thinks she's got me cornered. However, she's overlooking the fact that I never give up. Never. I'll give her a memorable battle if she want one." Duffy let out a sigh. "She's also not giving up, Jackie. You're playing checkers and she's playing chess. You must possess intelligence," Jackie grinned. "That's precisely why I summoned you all here. Evelyn has something on me. She doesn't want anybody to know about it. Additionally, I will drop it directly into her lap if she pushes me once more." British arched an eyebrow. "Are you certain it's real, girl? Because she will ruin you if you approach her with a rumor that isn't entirely true." Jackie dismissively waved her hand. "I promise it's true. Even if it isn't, what counts is how it is perceived. Her reputation is where I'll strike her." Evelyn and Brooke were shopping together in the meanwhile, nonchalantly trying on gowns as if nothing had occurred. "You're way too calm for someone with Jackie breathing down your neck," Brooke taunted. Evelyn put on a sequined gown and grinned. "Brooke, calm is power. Jackie's disintegration is evident to everybody. Since that's all she knows how to do, she's scurrying for dirt. But me? I let the facts do the talking. She is unable to touch me because of this." Brooke laughed. "To be honest, you're making her tremble. Don't undervalue Jackie, however. She's dirty enough to try anything, you know." Brooke was correct, too. As Jackie prepared her final move, the producers, seeing TV Gold, planned another group gathering, a rooftop cocktail party to clear the air. However, everyone knew that this was the night when either Jackie or Evelyn would have the ultimate say. The city skyline glittered in the backdrop as the ladies arrived. Yet the tension was so intense that a knife could cut through it. "I'm not even sure why I came," Malaysia whispered to herself. "I can already see that things are about to turn left." Evelyn arrived in a sleek black jumpsuit, exuding confidence, while Jackie arrived a few seconds later, dressed in bright red, as if she were prepared for combat. No one seemed to care that the drinks were flowing and the table was set. The two ladies had everyone's attention. Jackie didn't spend any time. "Since Evelyn believes she is the queen of truth, I think it's only fair I share some truth of my own tonight," she said, holding up her glass. The group stopped. "Here it comes," Brooke whispered, leaning forward. Unfazed, Evelyn crossed her arms. "All right, Jackie. Let's listen to it," Jackie grinned. Evelyn wants to portray herself as untouchable, but she also has secrets, which she keeps from you all. Details about her past relationships, failed business ventures, and her tendency to act victim while stabbers others in the back. Malaysia let out a moan. "Please don't do this, Jackie." Jackie, however, disregarded her. "Let's discuss Miami. Let's discuss the scenario with the athlete you vowed never to disclose. Let's discuss how you take advantage of guys for financial gain, then pretend that you were the victim." The gathering let out gasps. Wide-eyed, Brooke put her palm to her lips. "Please, Lord," Duffy whispered. For a time, Evelyn's expression was inscrutable. Then she grinned gently. "Is that all? You have a huge secret? 10-year-old rumors that have previously been heard and rejected by everyone? I believed you said you had something new, Jackie." "Something tangible." Jackie paused her grin. "Oh, it's true. And I can provide evidence if you'd want." Evelyn leaned forward and said in a cold tone, "Then show it. Don't just stand here talking without a receipt. Because I don't disintegrate under gossip like you do. I work with facts. Furthermore, you are reaching." Everyone in the group moved uneasily. At last, Shawnee said, "Jackie, you should quit if you don't have any proof. This is going too far." Jackie, however, was determined to get back in control and was on a roll. "I don't have to display anything. Individuals are aware of the reality. Evelyn is not as flawless as she makes herself out to be. Her catastrophic error was that." Evelyn quietly took out her phone once again and put it on the table after a little period of scrolling. "Let's play because Jackie wants to. Because I have new receipts while she's over here peddling old rumors, screenshots, communications, directly from the origin." The women leaned in and gasped as Evelyn combed through her phone and found texts purportedly from Jackie's own daughter. The texts portrayed Jackie as domineering, manipulative, and prepared to take unsettling measures to preserve her reputation. Malaysia said to herself, "Oh my God." Incredulous, Brooke shook her head. "Damn, Jackie, this don't look good." Even Duffy, who had been attempting to maintain his objectivity, murmured. Jackie's face became white. Evelyn smirked as she repelled her attempt to grab the phone. "Look, Jackie, that is how we vary from one another. You shout gossip. I provide evidence. You are exposed, according to the evidence." Chaos broke out on the rooftop. Jackie's voice broke as she yelled above the din. "The whole story is unknown to you all. The reality is not fully conveyed by such texts." However, it was too late. The harm was already done. The group was left in disbelief as Jackie's meticulously constructed image began to fall apart in real time, calm as always. Evelyn got up, picked up her handbag, and said, "And with that, ladies, I'll let the receipts do the talking." She left after saying, "Good night," leaving Jackie furious, ashamed, and much more alone than before. "This isn't over," Jackie muttered to herself as she paced the rooftop as the episode came to a close. She hasn't prevailed. "She'll never win," she said. But the expression in her eyes suggested that Jackie had been dealt a blow from which she would never fully recover. What about the fans? They were already referring to it as Basketball Wives' most famous takedown. The rooftop altercation quickly became one of the most memorable events in Basketball Wives' history. Instead of just clapping back, Evelyn slowly, deliberately, and with the type of accuracy that fans will be discussing for years as she broke down Jackie's story piece by piece. Jackie's personal secrets were revealed in front of the cameras, capping off what started as her audacious effort to expose Evelyn. Whispering to one another about what they had just seen, the ladies left in disbelief. Malaysia said that she had never saw Jackie that distraught. Evelyn's last comments, which Brooke referred to as the coldest mic drop on reality TV, were repeating over and over in her mind. In her confessional, even Duffy, who made an effort to maintain her objectivity, acknowledged that Evelyn had prevailed without even raising her voice. The problem is that, even if Evelyn seems to be the winner at this moment, the more important issue is still what comes next. Jackie doesn't leave things softly. She thrives in disorder, if history is any indication. Her future move is already the subject of fan speculation. Will she attempt to slant the story to her advantage? Will she provide further receipts? Or will she intensify her efforts and find new methods to attack Evelyn, entangling the rest of the cast in the controversy? Not to be overlooked is Evelyn. Although she emerged victorious, such publicity has repercussions. In her conflict with Jackie, she has created a new front by bringing up those receipts. The gang is now aware that she is prepared to fight to the death. That has the potential to either control Jackie or start a blaze that destroys the whole circle, and the crowd is split. Evelyn, who eventually put Jackie in her place, is being hailed by her followers as the queen of receipts. Others believe that by including Jackie's family in the drama, Evelyn went too far. The hashtags Team Evelyn, Cheer Jackie Deserves Better, and BBWLA Chaos are already popular on social media. This plot is particularly combustible because of the divided fan base. What does it leave us with then? We're waiting to see how this battle turns out, on the tip of our seats. There is no doubt that this is not the end of it. By no means. Evelyn has said unequivocally that she will not be giving up, and Jackie would never take defeat in silence. We'd like to hear from you now. Do you believe that Evelyn's exposure of Jackie's family was excessive? Or do you think Jackie got just what she deserved for spreading unfounded stories about Evelyn? Was this the last retaliation? Or was it the start of a more sinister rivalry? This discussion is far from over, so please share your ideas in the comments section below. In order to avoid missing any of the latest developments from Basketball Wives Season 12, be sure to press the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I promise you that this season is going to be one of the craziest ever, and you don't want to be the last to find out when the next shocking revelation occurs. In the meanwhile, keep an eye out, be prepared, and never forget that receipts are crucial in this world.